When I talk to my clients about anxiety, I think of a pot of boiling water. The steam that comes off, that's the anxiety. Those racing thoughts, the sleepless nights, the what-if games. But the real issue is the fire underneath. And for many of us, that fire is fueled by long-standing family roles, ones we never chose, but we still carry. I'm Keely Rodriguez. I'm a licensed professional counselor based out of the state of Texas, and I specialize in midlife women who are feeling emotionally exhausted, anxious, and stuck in some of those roles that no longer fit. So if you've spent years being the strong one, the fixer, the people pleaser, even the peacekeeper, this video is absolutely for you. So let's go back a minute. In childhood, we all needed to be safe and seen and supported. If you grew up with emotionally immature parents, maybe they weren't around in your life, maybe they were dealing with addiction, maybe they were struggling with work addiction or mental health issues, or they just weren't emotionally available, you probably started picking up the emotional slack in the family. That's how anxious attachments form. You learned, if I help, I'm loved. If I'm quiet, I'm safe. And over time, you became the therapist, the peacekeeper, or the rescuer of the family. And that's what we call parentification, when a child becomes the caregiver and when your identity becomes tangled up in parents' emotions, well, that's called enmeshment. These patterns are really common. They may have helped you survive emotionally in childhood, but they're exhausting in adulthood, especially during midlife. Look, midlife is already a lot. Juggling kids and aging parents and careers, hormone changes, identity shifts and transformations as you drop kids off at college. This is often when my clients finally see it clearly. The anxiety, the resentment, the guilt, it's not just about being busy, it's being stuck in a role you never asked for. You feel drained after every phone call. You get that tight chest feeling when your parents text. You find yourself thinking, why do I feel like the adult in this relationship? These are signs that those old childhood patterns are still running the show in the background. The first thing I recommend is just to name it. Start to call it what it is. This is parentification, or this is enmeshment. Notice your body's signals. That dread or guilt or overwhelm, it might come with a stomach that's queasy or a racing heart or feeling a little bit lightheaded. Prepare before setting boundaries with your parents. You don't have to rush. In fact, I recommend that you don't. And it's really good to talk to somebody about what boundaries you want to set. You can try some boundary phrases like, I'm not available for this right now, or recommending that they talk to a therapist. That may or may not be received well. Or even just taking a pause, setting a time limit for how long that you talk to them. I know it's not easy, but it is powerful and it's incredibly important. Look, even licensed therapists aren't allowed to treat their family. Why? Because you can't hold space for someone when your own needs are being buried. If you've been your parents' therapist or peacekeeper, it's time to ask, at what cost? And if this is stirring something up in you, that's your body saying, I'm tired of carrying what was never mine. So making sure that you set those boundaries, whether it's I'm going to be on the phone for only 10 minutes with mom or dad, or when I notice that I feel emotionally flooded and burned out, I know that I've got to take a pause. This isn't about cutting your parents off, but it's also about protecting your own peace. If you're ready to unlearn these patterns and reclaim your energy and sustain your peace, Visit my website at KeelyRodriguezTherapy.com and schedule your free 30-minute consultation. You don't have to keep playing a role that drains you. You can write a new one.